In this video, System Administration Part 1, we will cover creating a new user from the platform, assigning a security role, creating a new user from the portal, user account management, and Ministry Platform security roles. There are two different ways to create a user in Ministry Platform. The first is to go to the Administration folder and click on the Users page. Next, click on the New button. Any field with an asterisk is a required field. Note that although user email is a required field, it is now a deprecated field in the system, meaning there are no Ministry Platform applications which use this field. Decide whether this person will be an admin. Then find the contact record associated with this user record. If there's not a contact record already created, you'll need to create one first using the Add Edit Family tool before creating a user record. The user GUID will be automatically generated once the record is saved. Decide whether or not this user will be allowed to impersonate another user in the platform. This should be used sparingly, as any changes made will show up in the audit log as being made by the person who is being impersonated. If the Setup Admin Bit field is set to yes, this user will be given access to additional pages in the platform. This right should also be given out sparingly. Once finished, click Save. In order to complete this process, we need to give the user at least one security role so that he has rights to perform certain actions appropriate to his job in the platform. Click on the New button to add one role or the Add button to add one or more roles. Select the desired roles, click on Confirm Selection, and then click Save. Here we see where the security roles have been added on the Roles subpage. As we just saw, you can create a new user in the platform by going to the Users page and clicking New. An alternative is to locate your contact record on the Contacts page. Select the record, change your selection from All Records to Current Unsaved Selection, and then go to Tools, New Message. Begin by typing in a subject, and then move to the body of the message. Next, select the snippet to identify the page which you want to take the user to. The My User Account link will get people directly to their account on your portal, allowing them to update their information such as phone number and email, and create their authentication credentials for the portal. Once we've finished our message, we can click Preview and then Send. The user will receive an email in which they can then follow the steps to set up their user account on the portal. The user accounts with access to the Ministry Platform applications are all displayed on the Users page, but there is a difference between user accounts. For example, the user record we just created, we added some security roles to. By contrast, a user who goes to your public portal to create a user account will not have any security roles displayed on their user record unless they're added by a staff member. For billing purposes, only user records with security roles will count towards the number of users you have licensed to use Ministry Platform. Those who have user accounts that are just using the public portal will not be counted towards your number of users. At any time, you can see how many users have security roles by switching your view to Users with Security Roles. Here we can see where we have 31 users who have security roles. Security roles in Ministry Platform are powerful. They allow you to layer security for individuals based on multiple roles those individuals may have in your church. The first role listed on the Security Roles page is the administrator's role. This person can interact with all pages in Ministry Platform with full rights, and they have all buttons across every single page. They are also granted every single tool and every single report. This should be given out very sparingly. Perhaps only one or two people in your church would have this role. Ministry Platform comes preloaded with lots of security roles to assist you, but your church can create new roles as the need arises. To create a new role, someone with security rights to the Security Roles page would begin by clicking on the New button. The form for a new role appears, and we need to give that role a name. In this case, we'll create a role for counselors in our church. Next, we'll create a description for our new role. Next, we'll decide how many emails one of the counselors is allowed to send at one time. If a specific user who has been granted this role has another security role with the right to send more than 10 emails, then he'll be able to use the higher number of the two numbers. Next, we can decide what rights this user will have. For example, they may have edit rights on the counseling sessions page. Once we're finished assigning rights, we can click Save. Once the role is saved, we can decide which users will have access to this role. We can add one user with the New button, or one or more users with the Add button. We can enable certain tools for use by counselors, and we can enable certain reports for their use as well. The core part of any security role is the specific access to any page in the system that we want to grant them. Any words in bold correspond to a page in the platform. Any non-bold type refers to a subpage in the platform. Across the top, we have the rights which can be assigned to each page. None, Read, Edit, Mass Assign, and Full. These are cumulative. The person with full rights can mass assign, edit, and read. We'll click on the Edit button and scroll down to the Engagements page. We'll give the counselor security role edit rights to this page so they can create new engagements. And we'll allow counselors to quick add engagements so that they can quickly create new engagements. This will cause engagements to appear as an item on their quick add menu. We'll allow them to attach files, and we'll allow them to secure specific records so that only they can see these records. Before we save this security role, we'll also allow counselors to edit their sessions. There's one additional security feature present to the right of this row. It's the ability to restrict counselors from seeing specific fields on the engagement page. But in this case, we want our counselors to be able to see notes and to add an end date. Required fields cannot be restricted. Be cautious when using field restrictions, as once an individual is restricted from a specific field, that person will always be restricted from that field regardless of what other security roles they may be assigned. We'll now save this security role. We're ready now to add a user to this security role. Since I'm just adding one user, I'll click on the New button. Search for the user, and then click Save. This user now has access to this security role. For more information on working with users and security roles, please visit the Think Ministry Knowledge Base.